Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Surgical Snipes, back at it again with another Diablo Immoral video. What is going on, everyone? What the fuck is going on, y'all? I just finished playing some Conqueror PvP matches, and it was way more enjoyable playing as a demon hunter than it was as a necromancer. If you guys haven't seen those necromancer videos, don't even watch them. That was just fucked up. Anyways, what's this video gonna be about, y'all? Well, I haven't made a rant video in forever, so that's what this video is gonna be about. You know, might as well give y'all an update. Ugh, fuck, I'm tired. Where do I start? Well, what's the topic? The topic is what you see right there on your screen on top of my name, on the bottom of my name there, underneath my name, my clan tag. We're gonna talk about that again. You know, if you're new to the channel, then you're not gonna understand what the hell I'm saying. But if you do know what I'm saying, then this is gonna be the same type of video. Alright, so anyways, what's the story? What's the big scoop? What's the fuck is going on, y'all? I, Sergio Vera, you guys might know as Surgical Snipes, I am the actual true #1 Diablo player in the world. And that's it. Goodbye. Anyways, y'all, I'll break it down. I've made so many videos about this, on how I actually did this, you know, and how I actually came up with the conclusion, how I actually realized, when I actually realized it was me, my thought process behind it all, and my final conclusion when I realized that I'm the #1 Diablo player in the world. There's a lot to say. There's a lot to say. There's a lot to cover, right? And I want to give the whole situation or topic justice. It's proper. Justice. You know, attention. I should say. And hopefully I do a good job. Well, I don't gotta do anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm the actual #1 Diablo player in the world, but being able to explain it is I don't know. It's one of those crazy things. It's one of those crazy things. Where do I start? Well, let's start with the beginning. Let's start from the beginning. Diablo Immortal, which you'll always mostly hear me say Diablo Immoral. The game came out 2022. The game is pay to win, right? Pay to win horse shit. And yeah, the whole Diablo community was pissed off. I didn't even know anything about Diablo. You know, I came from League of Legends, right? I was playing a bunch of League of Legends Wild Rift on mobile, you know, and I was playing that shit. Then I heard about Diablo Immoral, and I was like, shit, it looks just like, the action looks just like League of Legends, you know, with the skill wheel, you know, the 4 buttons, the 4 circle buttons here, or the 5, 6, 7 buttons there, and I was like, yeah, man, this should be cool. This looks interesting. I was watching all the videos about it, you know, and learning about the builds and all that shit. Then the game finally came out. The game finally came out, started playing it, ran through the story. Then finally I started playing the PvP of the game, right? The battlegrounds. And that's why I knew quick that it was really pay to win. You know, the game is pay to win horseshit. Right? You got the 1 and 2 star gems and the 5-star gems. The 1 and 2 star gems are the lower quality gems, and then the 5-star gems are the premium gems. Free to play players can still get 5-star gems, but to rank them max rank is just impossible. But you can get them to like rank 3 or 4 if you grind for a couple years or something like that. And or even more than that, maybe rank 5 them if you're really 100% free to play. But yeah, so at first I was like, hey, I should get these 5-star gems, right? Everybody's getting them. They're the gems to get. But I realized that it's just going to be too expensive to try and rank them up at their max potential. So I was like, okay, let's try the 1 and 2 star gems. Let's see if the game is playable with 1 and 2 star gems. So I decided I'm going to see if I can rank 10 my 1-star gems and at least rank 5 my 2-star gems. Right? The gems can go from rank 1 all the way to rank 10. So if I can get my rank 1 gems all the way to max rank 10 and at least my 2-star gems to halfway to rank 5, I should be okay, right? So that's exactly what I did. I max ranked all my 1-star gems. I run 3 of them. Carson's Invigoration. I have them right here still. I ranked 10 my 1-star gems. My Carson's Invigoration. My, what's the other one here? My Everlasting Torment. And my Berserker's Eye. So my 3 1-star gems I was able to max rank, which is pretty easy to do because they don't require as much gem fragment power than the 2 and 5-star gems. So I did that. Then I got my 2-star gems to at least rank 5. Was able to get my Bloody Reach to rank 6. My Fervent Fang to rank 5. And then I had a Power and Command here somewhere. I probably, I don't have it anymore, I guess. Or maybe I do. Let me see. No, I must have scrapped it already. But I used Power and Command, Fervent Fang, and what was the other one? Fucking Bloody Reach as my 2-star gems of choice, because at the time it was only 6 gear slots, right? It wasn't 8 like this. So that's what I was running with in the battlegrounds. And I was dominating. I was getting most kills all the time. I was getting MVPs in so many matches. Of course I was getting one shot like everybody else against the whales, but I was actually performing at a high level with only 1 and 2-star gems equipped, right? So we fast forward, not to Inferno Battleground yet, but still to regular old school battlegrounds, and I was getting so many matches, right? So many matches, most kills, most kills, most kills, most kills as a demon hunter. Okay, so eventually it was getting to a point where I was getting most kills versus players who spent thousands of dollars in the game, right? They had 3,000 resonance, 4,000, 5,000 resonance. Not all the time, but I was getting them. And at the time I was only at I was under 1,000 resonance. The only reason I'm over 1,000 resonance, well, not right now because I have my I had my Conqueror build on with only 6 gear pieces on. But when I had my in old school battlegrounds, when it was only 6 gear slots, I was kicking everybody's ass for the most part in the old school battlegrounds. I was doing better than players double, triple my resonance. You see? So I was like, hey, you know what? Maybe, shit, I'm actually pretty good at this game. And then I realized what was going on, right? How many players that were under 1,000 resonance, equipping only 1 and 2 star gems, doing this kind of thing that I was doing, right? Getting most kills in a bunch of matches, a lot of MVPs, versus players who spend thousands of dollars, right? Players double, triple my resonance. And I was like, hey, what the fuck is going on? Am I really this good at the game? How the hell am I beating players who spend thousands of dollars, $2,000 or $3,000 in the game? Then they had class changes, right? I was getting number 1 in the Demon Hunter leaderboard. In the Demon Hunter leaderboard, I got number 1 so many times already. But of course, I couldn't hold the number 1 spot because my ability to get points was capped after Legend. After 3,000 battleground points, I think that's when things, a little bit after that, probably 3,500, 3,600, maybe 4,000 score, maybe not even that for the battleground score. It was getting to a point where I would win a match and I would get +0 for a win. You see? So I was getting +0 points for a win. And it had to do with my resonance because I had such low resonance. I was under 1,000 resonance, right? The highest I had was 910 resonance, 910 resonance. And I was proud of that, I was really happy about that, because as we all know, the lower the resonance you have, the harder the game is. And yeah, that's what happened. I was doing better than players double, triple my resonance, players who had 2,000, 3,000 resonance, when I didn't even have 1,000. You see? So that was great, Then class change came, and I was able to change classes after I got more points than the other players in the respective class. And then once I knew I had more points than them, the class change rules allow you to switch to the new class that you want to play as, and you get to keep your battleground score. So I kept my battleground score, right? I grind all the way to legend rank, from bronze all the way to legend rank, right? Bronze, silver, gold, and legend rank. And then I would switch classes as soon as I knew I had more points than the current number 1 player of the respective class. Right? For example, if I wanted a class change to Necromancer or Wizard, I would just grind as a Demon Hunter, grind the battleground points, and then get the points. Once I knew I had more points than the other number 1 player of their current class, then I freaking just took over the whole fucking class in the battlegrounds, in the leaderboards. You see? So that's what I was doing. And that's why I was able to get number 1 in all the classes. Right? Number 1 in Demon Hunter, Necromancer, Wizard, Monk, Barbarian, and Crusader. And then eventually Blood Knight came out, the new class Blood Knight. Then I became number 1 in that shit also. Now, my critics are gonna say, "Oh, well, you just class changed to get number 1 once you knew you had more points." That's exactly what I did, right? Because the game wasn't playable for me in the other classes, right? Because you have to get all the fucking legendary items, legendary gear pieces, and rank 4 your essences to become stronger and shit. And it was really unplayable. especially with my low resonance at only 9-10 resonance at the time. So it was terrible. It was terrible because I want to try the other classes, but my attacks were so weak that it wasn't doing shit. So obviously I couldn't play as that class and grind from bronze to legend in a new season as that class because the game is pay to win horse shit. My attacks weren't doing anything at the time, so that's what happened with that. Now, which one is more legit? Me class changing, playing as a demon hunter, and then the highest DPS class in the game, and then class changing once I knew I had more points than the number one player of their class? Or is it more legit that when the whales one-shot everyone so they can get their number one leaderboards or top 10 leaderboards and shit? Which one's more legit? I asked you guys. You know? So, you tell me. Which one's more legit? If my attacks worked, if my attacks actually did damage, then when I'm playing as another class, then I would easily be able to get legend rank and get number one in with the most points in battleground, like I do with Demon Hunter. But that's not the case because you have to grind the Legos, the legendary items, and who knows how long that takes. Especially with a guy, you gotta understand, with a guy that's under 1,000 resonance at the time, and my magic find percentage was very low. So yeah, I did all that shit. Got number one in all classes. The whole class change argument people are talking about, that's bullshit, because look how many matches I have where I fucking get most kills and MVPs and shit versus players who spend thousands of dollars into the game in a pay to win horseshit game. So you be the judge, you know. It's all there. It's all there. I have all the matches, so things were going good. Things were easy. You know, the game was playable. But that one fateful day, Inferno Battlegrounds was introduced, and that fucked everything up. Inferno BGs, Inferno Battlegrounds, a whole new difficulty, right? You had Hell 1 through Hell 5 or Hell 6. I think you went all the way up to Hell. It went up all the way to Hell 7 or 8. What did the difficulty go up to? You went from Hell 1 normal to Hell fucking 8, yeah. So from Hell 1 to Hell 8, everything was good. But once we hit Inferno, Inferno was terrible. Inferno was just horse shit. Because for one, I was so happy. I was very proud of myself of being under 1,000 resonance, because at 1,000 resonance, you start getting the wings, right? These wings right here. I used to call them training wings. This shit right here, right? The baby wings, the baby 1,000 resonance wings. You get them at 1,000 resonance, right? And I was just so fucking pissed off when I had to get that shit, right? Because there were there's in Inferno Battleground, there's these 2 extra gear slots. So they're doing this whole power creep thing. You know, they're just going to keep adding more gear slots as time goes by, which eventually raises everybody's resonance. So you have to socket in gems if you want to make the game playable. So that's what happened, and now my highest resonance right now is at what? I'm like at 1 point. I think my highest was at 1,261 resonance, like around 1.2k resonance. I think I'm at 1.1k right now. So anyways, Inferno Battleground fucked up my plans. It fucked up my whole way of playing the game, because now everything got fucked up. The whales got stronger, even though I got stronger also with my 2 extra gems also, but it's just the game, it didn't play the same. It didn't play the same. I wasn't getting brutals and brutals, which is the 5 kill streaks, as often as I used to because of this new shit. And it was even way worse when the first season of Inferno Battlegrounds came out. If y'all remember, if y'all were there for that shit, because in that time it was just you matched up with fucking the big ass whales all the fucking time. 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 resonance whales all the fucking time. So it was literally unplayable for the most part, the whole season. But then they fixed it to where you're not matched up with all the whales every fucking game. You know what I'm saying? But you still get them every now and then, but not as often and as frequent as the first season of Inferno Battlegrounds. And that's where we're at now. You know, we're a couple seasons into Inferno Battlegrounds now, and you don't see the whales as often, like a full match of them, but you still get them every now and then, at least 1 or 2 of them on each side. And that's just the game, because it's pay to win horseshit. You know, pay to win horseshit. You know, pay to win is just bullshit beyond measure, right? Because it gives, like I said before in my other videos about this, it gives a for example, a whale, it gives them a false sense of confidence in their actual skills of the game. Right? They're one-shotting everyone, or they are just they're matching up against other whales with the same power level or resonance, and they're just gonna be playing against each other, right? They're gonna be fighting each other and shit, which doesn't account for 99% of the whole community. You see what I'm saying? So they can figure out who's the best amongst themselves, but they're not gonna actually figure out who's the best in the whole community. See, but what I did, I proved that I'm the best player because everything I did was just with 1 and 2 star gems. Everything I did. But right now I'm equipping 5-star gems because I want to make Conqueror more playable. To the point where it's an actual fair fight, you know. So once I get all 6 5-star gems that I need for Conqueror to be playable, then I'll be able to play 100% fair matches. I've never played a fair fight, a fair match for these last couple years that the game's been out. For the last 2.5 years that the game's been out, I've never been in a 100% fair fight. Conqueror PvP is amazing because everything's the same for everyone, and it's fair, but only for 5-star gem players who run all 5-star gems that are fighting each other. If you're a 1 and 2-star gem player, you're going up against players who have 6 5-star gems, and it's still not a fair fight. You see? So I'm sure you guys understand that. Well, yeah, you know, I was uploading matches. I realized, hey, I'm the #1 Diablo player in the world. You know, I got to get the word out. So that's what I did. I was always telling everyone, Google #1 Diablo player. Well, not always, because before that, I didn't even know that if you Google #1 Diablo player, I didn't even know that if you Google #1 Diablo player, that my videos pop up. And I didn't know anything about SEOs or search engine optimization shit. I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about computers. I don't have a computer. I didn't know what SEO meant until somebody told me in one of the chats here. You see? So I'm like, okay. The SEO, the algorithm, the search algorithm says that I'm the #1 player on Google. When you Google #1 Diablo player, it's me. Or when you Google who is the #1 Diablo player in the world, it's me. So my videos pop up. So even if it didn't show, even if it didn't say that, even if Google didn't say that I'm the #1 Diablo player, I already know it's me because nobody has done what I've done in this game. You don't see anybody who has matches with 1 and 2-star gems equipped getting most kills versus players double, triple the resonance. Maybe they're out there, maybe there are, but do you really see them? With the resonance that I had at the time, under 1,000 resonance. Okay, I had 3 awakenings. I awakened my 3 1-star gems. I had to fucking awaken them. I mean, shit, I'm going up against players with 5-star gems, double, triple plus my resonance. The least I could do is awaken my little 1-star gems. You see? So, no, nobody has done what I've done in this game. That's Battlegrounds, right? The PvP of this game. How about Wild Brawl? Wild Brawl, same thing. I got fucking #1 in 5 classes this time. I couldn't get it in all 7 classes because the whales in those classes just made it too difficult. If you guys know what Wild Brawl is, you know that it's just a fucked up time also. It's not a fair PvP mode either. But I got #1 in it. Multiple wins against competition who has 5-star gems, and I'm only running 1 and 2, so 5 class #1 player in Wild Brawl. So if the game was fair, I'd rule all the servers because I'm the true immortal of the game. I have no reason to lie about this. I have no reason to make this shit up. Just look at my leaderboards on my Instagram. It's all #1 leaderboards there. With 1 and 2-star gems equipped only. I got the video proof here on my YouTube. It's all there. All the matches from back in the day. And now we're here now. We're here now. And I'm running 5-star gems now, finally. After 2.5 years of the game being out. After 2.5 years or so, me saying no 5-star gem training wheels and no 5-star gem training wheels and charms needed, even though I don't even equip a charm. See, I don't even equip a charm, so now it's just no 5-star. Now it's just no training charms needed. I don't even equip that new shit that everybody's using, those pets. I don't even have that either, man. You see what I'm saying? I don't have that shit. I don't equip any of that, see? They call them familiars or some shit. I don't have that shit. So, I did all this shit without any of that shit. And the only reason I'm running 5-star gems now out of nowhere is because I want to make the game more playable for me. At least for when Conqueror comes out. Because Conqueror PvP is the time when I'm actually going to be playing the game from now on for the most part. I don't care about PvE, right? Player versus environment. I don't care about any of that shit. It's all bullshit. They're just going to add more pay-to-win layers upon pay-to-win layers to keep the game going and shit. To keep the players spending. And that's all bullshit. Luckily, we have Conqueror PvP. Too bad it's not an everyday thing that you can do. Too bad there's not a leaderboard on that. That way we know who's actually good and who's not. Because this leaderboard here, it's just about who paid the most. It's the who paid the most leaderboard. That's all it is. It's not a true skill leaderboard. You know what I'm saying? And that's the truth. It's not a true skill leaderboard. It's a who paid the most leaderboard for the most part. That's what pay-to-win games are. They're full of who paid the most leaderboards. I mean, look at out of all the demon hunters in the top 10, for example. Right? Let's look at the resonance out of all of them. 9.8K resonance. 7.6K resonance. 9.7K resonance. 2.3K resonance. That's not bad. 2.3K resonance. That's like when you can actually, the game gets more playable to be able to get the points. 3.1K resonance. It's a couple grand spent already or something. 2.8K resonance. 5.2K resonance. 2.7K resonance. And a number 10 is let's see, 2.6K resonance. You see what I'm saying? So everybody has more resonance than I do in the top 10. Me, I'm at 1.1K resonance. Right, 1.1K resonance, even though it says 780 right now because I'm in my Conqueror PvP build. So you tell me who's the number one fucking player. You tell me. Is it the whales who spend tens of thousands of dollars into the game, or the guy with the lowest resonance who's in the mix with all of them? Right? A bunch of them, not all of them, but a lot of them paid tens of thousands of dollars just to be on the leaderboard. If you look at my previous videos, you'll see I'm ahead of all of them in the first week of the Battleground. After that, it's their game because it's a pay-to-win game. I can't hold the number one spot. So you tell me, out of all these people, who's the best player? You tell me. You guys have to understand, pay-to-win is a joke. Pay-to-win is a laughing stock. Pay-to-win is a laughing stock when it comes to actual PvP competition, because it doesn't become a competition anymore of who knows how to play the game. It becomes a competition of who paid the most money into the game, which completely invalidates the whole fucking thing. PvP, player versus player competitions, about who knows how to fucking play the game better than the other player, and vice versa. That's why we have esports. That's why we have other games where it's completely 100% fair, right? First-person shooters, MOBAs like League of Legends, Battle Royale games. You see what I'm saying? But the pay-to-win genre is a complete joke. It's bad for all parties involved because it gives a false sense of confidence to the whales, right? The big spenders. They don't even know if they're good at the game or not, right? They're not getting any challenge. They're one-shotting everyone. It's bad for both sides, you know, because then you got the low spenders and the free-to-play who are just getting one-shotted all fucking day, like me, and you know, anyone with half a brain would have left years ago. I only stick around because I'm the actual number one player in the whole fucking game, you know. You see what I'm saying? So I know my logic makes sense. I know nobody did this shit the way I did it. A bunch of people are on this leaderboard in this top 10 because they paid thousands of dollars into the game. Not all of them, but a lot of them did. Some of them tens of thousands of dollars just to be on the top 10 leaderboard. So you tell me who's the number one player, you know. And that's why I'm running 5-star gems now. That's why I'm running 5-star gems right now, because I'm gonna I'm not gonna do it in this conquer event, but I'm gonna do it in the next conquer event where I will have all 6 of my 5-star gems equipped, and then it will be finally a 100% fair fight for me. That way you guys will see what I can do in a 100% fair fight, you know. And that will be in Conqueror PvP. So these Conqueror PvP matches that I'm showing y'all, I'm getting some kills here and there are times when I just there's battles where I don't do shit at all, because it's not that I don't know how to play the game. It's there's no way out of it, right? There's no way to fucking win that battle. I'm fighting players who have 6 5-star gems equipped when I only have 3 or 4 when I was a necromancer, but most of the time I'm only running 3 as a demon hunter, right? I have 3 right now. Right, this one, and this one here. So that's where we're at, y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's where we're at. And yeah, so stay tuned for the next Conquer PvP event in a month or 2 or whatever. Whenever it releases, I should have the other 5-star gems for the complete build. And yeah, I can't wait to show y'all what I can do in a 100% fair fight. Not that I have to. I don't have to show you guys that, but I'm gonna do it just to see what it's like. Probably average 20 kills all the time, you know. But I don't need to do it, but it's just to add to the whole library of BG matches to make it more complete, you know. You guys already know what it's like when I'm playing the game at a disadvantage. So now you guys are going to see me in the next Conquer PvP event play when the game is 100% fair. You know. Shit, I want to see what I can do when the game is 100% fair finally. So that's where we're at, y'all. That's where we're at. I hope this rant that I'm doing, out of the many that I've done already, will make people to start understand that what I'm saying is true. I explained it to the best of my ability and how I came up with the conclusion that I'm the #1 Diablo player in the world and the true immortal of Diablo Immoral. And yeah, that's it. You know, there's nothing else for me to say. If people doubt me, they're complete idiots. That's the truth. If you doubt me, play the game how I played the game for 2 years, you know. Play the game with only 1 and 2-star gems equipped, under 1,000 resonance. Get #1 in all the classes. Get a bunch of kills and a bunch of MVPs. See how good you really are. Right? That means you have to unequip your 5-star gem training wheels. You gotta unequip your training charm. And you gotta fucking play the game how I play the game and see how good you really are. The thing is, nobody even is gonna do that. Because nobody wants to play the game without 5-star gem training wheels and charms equipped. Nobody cares about this topic more than I do. Now, why do I say #1 Diablo player and not just Diablo Immortal player? because Diablo Immortal is the pay-to-win version of Diablo. So any other Diablo game that has PvP that isn't pay-to-win, obviously I'm going to be the best at it. Because I'm already the best at the pay-to-win version of the game. You see what I'm saying? Hopefully that logic makes sense. And the thing is, I have so many fucking #1 fans. I call them, they're my #1 fans. My haters, aka my #1 fans, or my critics, or whatever you want to call them. I call them my #1 fans. Right? Because my haters like me more than the people that actually like me. The funny thing about them is that they fucking actually Google #1 Diablo player. For example, if I send my auto message, my automatic self promotion message, my auto self promo message of Google #1 Diablo player, right, when we play battlegrounds and shit, every battleground I do it. Every battleground I tell my team Google #1 Diablo player, or you can Google search who is the #1 Diablo player in the world. And they just hit me up with all this random bullshit. They're saying, "Oh, it's not you. Oh, you suck at the game." You know, this bullshit. And then there are players who actually did Google search that shit, and they realize it's me. And they actually watch my videos and shit and how I play. And they still have the nerve to just talk horse shit as if they know something I don't. You can only imagine the kind of shit they've told me, you know. Let me tell y'all, the internet is not a fun place sometimes, you know. And now I agree, nobody likes people that brag and boast all the time. But again, I need to let the community know, the whole Diablo community know that I exist. That way they know. That way they know that there is an actual #1 Diablo player in the world. Now don't get me wrong, I never played Diablo 1, 2, 3, or 4. The new one, right? 4, I haven't even played 4, not even 4. So how can I possibly say that I'm the best at all those games also? Like I referenced earlier, Diablo Immortal is the pay-to-win version of Diablo. So any other Diablo game that's not pay-to-win, I will easily run the PvP there. Easily. I mean, just think about it. I can get MVPs and most kills in matches versus players who spend thousands of dollars in the game. Maybe not as frequent as now that Inferno Battlegrounds has been out, but when the game first came out, for however long the original Battlegrounds, the old school Battlegrounds was out for, until Inferno Battleground came around. That fucked everything up for me. Right, the game is literally unplayable for me now, for the most part. Every time I play Battlegrounds, it's very rare now. It's very, once in a blue moon, I will get a brutal. So the game is unplayable. Inferno Battleground is pretty much unplayable for players with my low resonance. And that's just the game, and that's just the way it goes. But if you actually watch how I played the game in my old videos and shit, think about what I do in a fucking fair fight. And keep that in mind, I have not played a fair fight yet. That's why I'm running these 5-star gem training wheels right now. You see, because now I want to know. Now I'm curious on just exactly what it's going to be like, what I can do in a fair fight, in a 100% fair fight with all 6 5-star gems equipped. That way there's no fucking excuse. You guys gotta understand something here. Every time I die in the game, it's not legit. It's not legit every time I die in the game. You guys understand that, don't you? It's never legit when I die in the game. Why? Because I was running 1 and 2-star gems the whole fucking time versus players who were running 5-star gems the whole fucking time. So every time I die from a 5-star gem player, it's not legit. Every time I kill a 5-star, every time I kill a 5-star gem player, that's legit. Doesn't matter if I kill, steal, doesn't matter any of that shit. They have the advantage. They have the advantage. I'm not supposed to kill them. So that's what it is, y'all. I'm the actual #1 Diablo player in the world. You can rewatch this video. You can watch my fucking PvP matches. You will see that it's me. Look what I have equipped in those videos. The 1 and 2-star gems I have equipped. I show my fucking stats. I show what gear I'm running, what gems I'm running before every match I play. Actually watch the videos, look at them, and tell me I'm not the #1 Diablo player in the world. If you still don't think I'm the #1 Diablo player in the world, tell me who's better. But you can't show me a fucking 5-star gem training wheel player, because we all know that's bullshit. We all know that that doesn't prove it. Anyone who just runs 5-star gems the whole fucking time is disqualified. They're in a lower bracket than I am when it comes to level of skill. That's the truth. You gotta understand something here. I played the game being one shot the whole fucking time. 1 or 2 shots from dying. That's the game for me. So everything that you see me do, when I was equipping 1 and 2-star gems only, I'm only just 1 or 2 shots away from dying. But you see me get brutals. You see me get fucking 10 kill streaks, 15 kill streaks sometimes, 20 kill streaks. You see me get a bunch of MVPs when I'm only 1 or 2 shots away from dying. So I don't want to hear it, you know. It's anybody who doubts me on this shit, they're full of horse shit. The same kind of players who talk horse shit about me are the same players that I will easily wipe the floor with in 100% fair, same stats matches. That's the truth. So what are they going to hate on? They're going to hate on the truth? I'm just that much faster than everybody else in the game. That's all it is. Because I played the game at the fucking highest, not the highest difficulty. The highest difficulty would be playing the game with no gems equipped at all, but then the game will be really unplayable. Or you can try to play the game with only 1-star gems equipped, and maybe you can get away with that. If there's a player that can play with 1-star gems only and did what I did, get #1 in all classes and all that shit, and a bunch of MVPs and a bunch of matches and all that, most kills and all that, then if I could actually see that from someone, then I will admit that I will admit that they're the #1 player. But of course nobody's gonna do that, because nobody even gives a damn. Nobody cares about being the #1 Diablo player more than me. You see what I'm saying? So again, if you're a 5-star gem player and you're talking horse shit, you have literally no idea what you're talking about. And that's the truth. That's the truth. So that's gonna be it for this video, y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoyed my rant. Another rant of mine, talking about being the #1 Diablo player in the world and shit, and the actual immortal of the game, the true immortal of Diablo Immoral. And yeah, it is what it is. And if you know, you know. And if you don't know, now you know. And if you're still hating, then I don't know what the fuck to tell y'all. You're just full of horseshit if you're still hating. The thing is, my haters know that it's really me. And they're just gonna fucking run their mouth and shit and talk bullshit. As if they don't know that I'm the fucking #1 Diablo player in the whole fucking world. So that's okay. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. See, but it's all about showing proof. And that's what I have. I have the proof. And that's why I can lay claim to this title. That's why I talk the way I do in the world chats. That's why in the game, the WC, the world chats of the game, in all the servers, right? I even go to other servers. I've been to all the servers in North America and a couple international ones in Europe and Oceania. Letting as many people, as many players as possible know that I exist. That there's an actual true immortal of the game. And yeah, there's no argument here. What are you arguing? If somebody's there to argue with me, what are you gonna argue with? There's nothing you can say that invalidates my claim. If so, who did it better than me? Who did it better? Who did it better? Remember, if you're gonna show me a player that just ran 5-star gems the whole fucking time, they're disqualified. Because I did it without that shit. You see? And I can go on and on about that shit all fucking day. I'm not going to, alright? That should be enough for this video, for this rant. I'm sure I'm going to have to make another rant video about being the #1 Diablo player in the world again in a couple months. So, anyways, y'all, hopefully you enjoyed it. It's your boy Surgical Snipes, the true #1 Diablo player in the world and true immortal of Diablo Immoral. And I'll see you in the next one.